So here we are, the day has finally come. We're going travelling. This is Wendy returning the Passat to the house, just to pack it up, leave it there for however long we're away. And this is us, all ready to go, all packed up, loaded up. Did a lot of loading yesterday, finished off this morning. We're going to go today across to Dover and stay just outside Dover at a pub stopover to catch the ferry tomorrow down through France. Exciting times. As you can tell, we're obviously leaving a bit of a building site. Our house is getting renovated. We only moved in 4 weeks ago from a major overhaul and renovation. So I'm going to leave that there and I'll catch you soon. So we've arrived at St Margaret's Bay, just down from Dover, and there are the White Cliffs of Dover, and we're staying in a lovely pub called the Coast Guard. The hill down to it needs to be done in first gear and it caused a bit of a queue, but I stopped caring about that a long time ago. But this is lovely, and there's Yubi sitting by the sea. This is really nice. So we've got a meal booked at 4:30, because the deal is you stay in their pub car park. It's one of those pub stopovers, and then you buy a meal which kind of says thank you for allowing you to stay in the car park. Great, look at this. This is great. I keep saying that, but yeah, I'm really happy. And I imagine it's quite quiet down here. It's a Sunday night, so it's not Friday or Saturday. We've stayed in pub stopovers before Friday and Saturday, and that was a bit of an experience. But yeah, over there is France. Really smell the salt in the sea. The White Cliffs of Dover, eh? Someone's fantastic build up there. Coast Guard pub. We'll walk down here. There's another motorhome turned up after us, but he had to wait for a space because the car park was full. You can only walk a little bit down here. There's Yubi, all parked up. There's Wendy, say hello. Hello. Look, there's some swimmers there, some sea swimmers. My God, that's going to be cold. I mean, it's not cold out here, but it'll be significantly colder in there. You can see the old Second World War lookouts at the bottom of the cliff there. I'm having deja vu with Gibraltar. All the beach huts on the right hand side. We got our gas fixed in the fridge a few days ago. I stripped the it wasn't working on the gas, so I stripped the gas side down and the solenoid wasn't working. I know the solenoid wasn't working because when you put 12 volts to it and took it away, there was no clicking, and I banged on it with a spanner and screwdriver and all the things that were recommended on Facebook and the internet, but it was dead. So we exchanged the solenoid, put it all back together, and then turned the gas on, and the gas was billowing out the side of the chimney, like flames coming out the side of the chimney. So, you know, Wendy was inside and I was outside. I said, gas off, gas off. So we turned the gas off, and then we tried it one more time and it wasn't working. So we took it to the another Second World War bunker. We took it to the MJP out by Bristol Airport. Really, really excellent service, really good. They actually can see the path that was up. It's all grown over now. I love that kind of stuff. they stripped it all down, and what I'd forgot to do, what I'd lost, was the jet out of the end, the gas jet. So basically they replaced the jet, put it all back together, and lo and behold, it now works. But I'm a little bit nervous about it, because our experience was one of turning the gas on, there's flames burning out the side, so I'm a bit nervous walking away from it now. I've put my ear to the cover, and you can hear the whoosh and the roar of the gas jet being ignited, but yeah, still a little bit nervous. Wendy's found a cave. This is as far as you can walk. Oh, beautiful turquoise water. What a really nice location. It's like I say, it's on. I think it's on Park for Night or Search for Sites. But I'll get on there and I'll update the location. Like I say, in summary, it's just the hill getting down to it that's quite steep. But if, like I say, first gear all the way down in, yeah, it's fine. Good morning. So here we are in Dover, ready to board the ferry. It's a bit choppy out there, so I'm hoping the crossing is going to be okay. There's Wendy with the passports in her hand. This is, I'm going to spin it round. Me ready to drive across. I think it's about an hour's worth of crossing, but we are good to go. In the queue, ready to go across. The weather's a bit overcast today. It was lovely and sunny yesterday, and the stopover last night was absolutely fantastic. You could hear the waves lashing against the beach. It was a pebble beach, so it was quite loud. All the way through the night. Don't get me wrong, it didn't keep us from sleeping, but it was in the background. Right, I'm going to go now because I'm not quite sure if we're allowed to film through here. Security and that, so I'll catch you later. It's the 18th of April and we've managed to have a non-travel day. It's been quite a journey so far. The last quarter was going through Dover. The plan was to get off at Calais, drive 200 miles to our first location, but I really should have thought that through. We arrived at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and 200 miles in the motorhome. I don't go more than 80 kilometers an hour, which is 50 miles an hour, so that's a 4-hour journey plus stops, so 4.5, 5-hour journey. So we decided to stop short on the first night, and the place we stopped at is New Vignon. What I'll do is I'll put the map up later to show you where we stopped at. So New Vignon, which is 70 miles from Calais, it's a nice distance, and it was a lovely free stopover. It wasn't on iOverlander, but it was on Park for Night, so I added it to iOverlander. So I checked in for the first time, and then we sat on our way the day after, which was about 200 miles, and we got to, actually what we did the day after, we were due to stop at a place called Jumanji, but that was only 50 miles away, and we got up and we were off quite early, so we decided to do the next day's leg, so making us a day ahead of ourselves. So that night we stayed at just outside Cesson-Sevenge. Sorry for assassinating the French language, but so there's something banging in the background. I think it's a shutters. It's a shutter. Yeah. So Cesson-Sevenge. Again, I'll show it on the map later because my French pronunciation is crap, basically. So we tootled on down there. That was 250 miles. Which was quite a long day. I haven't been filming because all you'd be seeing is motorways and side roads, and that's a bit, even for B-roll, that's a bit shit. So then we're on our way again, and then we travelled another 200 miles yesterday, and now we're at Lulé. So we've travelled down using non-toll roads. I told the sat-nav to not use toll roads. But we've a bit of a dilemma really, because not a dilemma, just a interesting conundrum I think, in that if you use toll roads you're going to pay the toll cost, but you're not going to use as much diesel, and it's going to be quicker. If you use the non-toll roads, it's going to be free, although you pay more diesel and it takes longer to get there. Well, the length of journey doesn't matter to us because we're not in there's no race, so let's discard the length of the journey. So then we're down to the cost of the toll itself. Well, that's an unknown to us. We don't know the cost. I suppose there is a way of working it out, so to compare is quite hard. And actually, because I only do 80 kilometers an hour in the motorhome, some of the side roads that it takes us on that's non-toll, for 60% of the time I can do 80 kilometers an hour, so there's no difference there really. So all you're talking about is the extra fuel of speeding up and slowing down, roundabouts and junctions and things like that. But the scenery's better, a lot better through the side roads than it is on the motorways. Don't get me wrong, when I get a stretch of motorway, I'm really grateful when I've been on side roads for 2 hours. It's nice. But anyway, that's just the train of thought we're going through. So we've stayed for free all the way down in Ayres, and we've not used any tolls, so we're doing quite well actually so far. Tomorrow night we are about 50 miles more of, where did you drop us this day? Bordeaux. We're about 50 miles plus of Bordeaux, just about 30-40 miles short of the Spanish border, and then we'll cross over to Spain and then work our way around to Portugal. We haven't really stopped. When we have stopped, it's been for breaks or to fill up water or to use a dump station. Yeah, we're going through a place called Bayonet, which is on the Spanish border. So we enter Spain through a place called Bayonet, and then we go around by Bilbao and Santander, which we know well because when we were based in Gibraltar, we landed in Santander to travel down to Gibraltar and returned through Bilbao back to the UK. So it's kind of known ground. But I must say, this place, Lule, is absolutely fantastic, and the air is amazing, and it's so quiet. France as a whole so far has been unusually quiet. The villages, there's hardly anyone about, which is kind of weird really for us. But the beer's nice and the company's okay. Thanks. So we've had a non-travel day today because 600 miles over 3 days is enough. We are a day ahead, which is great. We've got to travel to, like I say, it's actually a beach dunes air tomorrow, another free one, which we'll stay at and then we'll move on. So shopping, we've had one shop and we've had 2 shops and we've made it last. But a couple of beers, and like I said, today I've been re-siliconing the rubbers. Now if you've got a mind like mine, that's not euphemism. I've been revitalising the rubber seals around the windows and around the lockers with silicone spray, which makes it last longer. They are quite dried out. In fact, the left hand middle window, it's one of those slidey ones. It would slide about 2 inches, I was going to say 60 millimeters, and then it'll stop, it seize up. So I've managed to free that up today, so it opens and closes all the way with the silicone spray. Wendy's been doing a bit of washing. I've also washed the windows, cleaned up the motorhome, and just had a maintenance day really, just staying on top of the maintenance. We washed the motorhome yesterday. It was absolutely filthy. The roads, we had some terrible weather coming down through, well, on the UK side and on the French side, it's been quite bad. Today is great. Today is sunny, but it's the first really sunny day we've had. We've had enough to charge the solar panels, so we haven't gone without electricity. We've been watching Fire TV every night without fail. We're doing well for that. The gas will have to fill up today well, tomorrow en route. But as far as the gas is concerned, you know, that's lasted us since what's that place in Bristol called? Morrison's at Cribs Causey. So basically, we've travelled to my dad's across to Wales. So we've stayed one night in my dad's, one night in Wales, and then we've had the pub stop over in Dover that we spoke about, and then we've got all the way down here. And I think I'm on about half a tank of LPG, which is great. Again, we've used heating in the morning because it has been a bit chilly, just to take the edge off the chill. Other than that, it's been for cooking and for the fridge, because the fridge is fixed. I still like to change the fridge from gas to 12 volt when we park up. Sorry, when we travel, it's on 12 volt, and when we park up, it's on gas. I know I should trust the auto setting, but I will do. I'll give it a go, but not right now. We'll give it a go in the next couple of days. So I'm gonna take you through how I plan the route later on today, and I'll make a separate video of that, because that might be quite lengthy, but boring to some people, but interesting to others. And I'll work you through how I plan the route to take us from the UK through France, through Spain, round Portugal, into Morocco for 2.5, 3 months, and then from there we got options. We either go back through the Costa del Sol if we want to get back to England sooner rather than later, or we can get a ferry from Tangier Med to Italy. We can go through that way, but it all depends on how the motorhome is handling, how we feel about going home. So we're just going to play it by ear. We're definitely going to do Morocco, but after that it's an unknown. So I'm going to sign off now from this lovely little village called Loulé in France. And actually Loulé, if I could give you a reference of where it is, then just go onto my maps. So Loulé is near Rochefort and Cognac, just down from Poitiers. Okay, so I'm going to sign off now, and I'll catch you later. But this is a basic update from 3/4 of the way down France. We've got another quarter to go before we cross the Spanish border, so I'll catch you later. So here we are at camping Vegamar near Castropol in southern Spain. We're here overnight. You can just see the motorhome in the distance there. There's loads of facilities. It's a proper established campsite. It was €24 with hookup, €20 without, so I took the hookup option. It's just off the motorway. It's 2 or 3 miles off the motorway, if that. And we're going to have a walk down to the beach and see what's down there. So just walking down the hill from there, from where we put our motorhome, just up there. And I think this is Camping Palmyra, I seem to remember. So this is an extra €20 a night to stay down here, and I think you're paying for location, because look, it's right by the ocean.
But in the sun as well, I would pay the €20 to be closer to the beach, so you didn't have to do this walk.
Yeah.
And roast yourself.
Yeah. So we're going to have a walk down here. We're going to explore and see what there is. So perhaps this will be nothing, or perhaps this will be spectacular, but I'm hoping that oh, there's another map. There's definite options. If I'm honest, I just chose the cheapest one because we've got I went for electricity because I've not used the hookup in Europe, and I wanted to use it, make sure it all works, and it does. And the view is quite excellent down here. It's just that wind. I think this coastline suffers quite frequently with wind gusts. Oh yeah, I can see the surface. Yeah, on the reports on the Park for Night and Overland here, a lot of the comments are very windy. Well, yeah, I can vouch for that. It's not horrendous. It's quite warm. It's just breezy. I'm going to wander down onto the beach now. Oh yeah. We'll go over there and have that cup of tea and a beer, because I reckon that's in the shade. This is stunning around here. And actually all the way along the coastline, from Bilbao past Santander, across the mountains, and then down to the sort of the plains of where we are now, has been absolutely spectacular. The mountainous ranges just look like, you know, autobahns in Austria, southern Germany, Bavaria. Just stunning to drive through, and the massive viaducts and bridges. It's a shame I couldn't look around very much because I was driving, but yeah, it was yeah, spectacular. Nothing short of spectacular. Wow. I keep saying wow, but it really is rather special. And our motorhome is just up the hill, just behind that house there. That's where the walls protect us from the wind. Hopefully you can hear me now. I'd go for a wander about. So we found our own little cove here. Hopefully we can squeeze ourselves out the wind without getting a rock on the head. I had to switch my GoPro off then because some of the locals are completely naked around the corner, which is a bit odd because it's windy, and that sand would definitely cause irritations if it got places it shouldn't do. But look, yeah, let's change the subject. Look at the aqua water there. You see the waves lashing up against the cliff over there. I imagine it's really busy in the summer, but out of season now, the solitude, apart from the naked people, is really good. Right, I brought a flask and we have a cup of tea. So you might not be able to hear this because it's so windy up here. This is the view we've got from the rest of the way now. That's where our motorhome is, over there. We just walked down the path onto the beach. We're over in a cove over there, out of the way, out of the wind. And now we've just walked up the hill to this, one of the most windiest places I've ever been to. So windy, but what a view. I mean, look at that. That's some view, isn't it? The beach to ourselves, apart from the naked people. Wow. Right, coffee time. So welcome to Villanova de Severia, and that's the Minho River, which basically means it's the western border between Spain and Portugal. It runs into the Atlantic. So we're here for the night. Again, another car park stopover, wild camp. There's no fees to pay, no parking, no amenities, but the motorhome supplies all amenities. We've got water, we've got electricity, toilets, waste, solar charges the batteries. So we're good to go really. So this is a typical walled city, or it would have been 1,000 years ago. And like every other walled city, everything's just spewed over the top to create much larger towns. When I say a walled city, obviously a walled village, so it's small. So this is not the car park we're in. We're in a car park at the other side, over the top of that roof there. It's only overnight, and then we head off tomorrow, another 200 miles down the Portuguese coastline. Today's been great. It's been 209 miles today, coming down from our last location, again through some absolutely outstanding countryside really. We got the battery to battery to work today. I did a bit of research with it last night, and turns out that it was on the wrong settings on the app. The settings it was on was for a smart alternator, and it's not a smart alternator, it's a regular alternator. So I took it to L&B because it wasn't working, and I bought it from L&B tow bars in Bristol, and I wasn't happy, and I took it back there and I said, look, it's not working, can you come and have a look at it? So yeah, he had a cursory look, looked at the app, changed the input voltage and the output voltage, then give me the phone back and said, there you go, it's all working. So I said thank you, and then we set off on our journey and it wasn't working, which is very frustrating. So at that point you do your own research, don't you, rather than, you know, take it back to the place that you bought it from, who should know how to set it up. Like I said, opened the app, watched a couple of YouTube videos, and it was on smart alternator, not a regular alternator. As soon as I switched to regular alternator, it started working, surprisingly enough. YouTube video also says reduce the input and the restart voltage. Well, I did that, and then I thought, hang on a minute, I've already made one change to regular alternator, so I've put it back onto don't start before 12.8 volts and restart after 14.5 volts. So we're going to go have a look around this town now. We've ordered a beer, coffee, and we'll go and chill out around the bars. So this is the centre of the town. It's absolutely lovely. I mean, we're out of season now, which has worked quite well for us, because we've seen everything nice and quiet, not buzzing with tourists. We've got 3 bowls.
We're in Portugal.
Oh, we're in Portugal. So live update. Portugal is on the same time as the UK. I did know that, but I forgot we were just over the border. I like wandering around these towns. I'm going to stop for a beer in a bit. I think I'll have a coffee and then we'll go back to the motorhome and sit outside. What?
Fountain.
Do you want to walk up here for a bit?
Huh?
Can walk up here for a bit. To the fountain. GNO.
They must be their police.
Gunner. Say good. What down here? Oh, look at that. Look at that stag. There's one like that just outside the Sergeant's Mess in Larkhill. Just like that. '19 Regiment put it there without asking anyone. And there it stays. So quiet. I love the quietness. Not keen on the hustle and bustle of towns and cities. Yeah? You're right, it is as well. Amphitheatre. It's so quiet. I mean, what day is it today? Tuesday. So it's Tuesday today, and it's 3 o'clock. On my watch, it still says 4 because it just come over from Spain. And not many people around. That's where we're parked over there. And that's where we'll stay for the night. And then move on tomorrow. Just over there in that motorhome park. Found a pillbox for Andy Fuller. Right. What do you want to do now? What do you want to do now?
If you want.
Go for a beer and a coffee?
Yep.
Yeah, why not? Then we'll head back up in the skylights to let the air blow through.
Yep.
There's all these murals over, aren't there?
That's what I say, I think it's a very theatrical town.
Wait, it looks like they're celebrating something sad, because they're all sad.
Yeah, but they're not just done for today or tomorrow or this week.
Yeah.
That is there forever.
Yeah. There's a celebration in 2 days' time for a revolution that happened in Portugal in the 70s. That's why all these, they're not poppies, what did you say they were?
Carnations.
Carnations, the Carnation Revolution it was called. You can just see our motorhome in the distance there with the silver windscreen cover on. Nice. It's on Park for Night. It's on Overlander as well. So you know, do the research, find the location. I always come up with an alternative though, just in case we turned away from that one, or it's full, or it's closed, or it's not been updated. Well, not been updated for about 4 years and something's happened to it. We've been to one location where the access was permissible on Park for Night and Overlander, but it just so happens that someone had put a 2 metre height restriction in there. So you do get changes. Right, we're going to get another beer here and a coffee, and then we're going to walk back.